Is carnivore getting too something? What is that something? Stay tuned. You're watching The Carnivore Champion. Well, hello YouTube. Welcome back to The Carnivore Champion. My name is Johnny. And in today's video, we're going to discuss, is carnivore getting too expensive? Now, I'm not going to sit up here and tell you that the prices have not gone up. I'm going to go to the grocery store at the end of this video. Stay tuned to the end. You'll see me do a little quick shopping update. I'm going to the grocery stores that I normally go to. I'm going to compare prices on products that I've been buying ever since I started carnivore. What they were maybe a year ago and what they are today. And what can we do about it? How can you maintain your carnivore lifestyle and stay within your budget too? As you guys know, I believe that if you don't buy chips and soda and sauces and honey buns and desserts and ice cream, you have more money to spend on animal-based whole food products. But those animal-based whole food products, especially beef, especially grass-fed, grass-finished, if you can do that, and like pasture-raised eggs, man, the prices are getting kind of tough. Even for me, and I work a lot of hours. I work a lot of overtime at my job, so I'm blessed that I have a little extra money. But here lately, I've had to make adjustments on what I'm eating and how much I'm eating and what quality products I'm buying. I'll explain all that at the end of the video. I'll tell you one thing. If you look at how much a doctor's visit costs, even if you have health insurance, and let's say you don't do carnivore, you don't do a whole food animal-based diet, but you do have health insurance, and you think this diet is too expensive, it's just too expensive to eat this way. Well, you have some chest pains, whatever. You have good health insurance, right? You go to the doctor. They admit you, they run some tests, they keep you 24 hours. They say it's just some stable angina, which means just a little chest pain, not too big of a deal. You get the bill in the mail a week later, and you have to pay $3,800 out of pocket because you haven't met your $5,000 deductible yet. When I went to the emergency room about 5 weeks ago when I got overheated and dehydrated when I was running sprints, and I took an ambulance ride to the hospital because I felt like I was passing out, I had to pay $2,500 out of pocket because I have a $5,000 deductible and I hadn't met my deductible yet. Then I started getting bills from radiology and the hospital sent me a bill. The attending physician sent me a bill. Yeah, so this way of eating it's getting more and more expensive. But if you end up having to go to the doctor multiple times a year, now once you meet your deductible, you're golden. But if your deductible is $5,000, you got to spend $5,000 to be able to save money. Well, that $2,500 I spent to go to the emergency room because I wasn't properly hydrated and I wasn't doing my electrolytes properly, and I went out on the hottest part of the day in the direct sun to run sprints like a moron. I could have bought a lot of eggs and meat with that $2,500, even some Kerrygold salted butter. But anyway, I digress. Why do I think food is getting more expensive? Let's see here. Well, one thing I've noticed is, for example, I spend a lot of money on eggs. Eggs are a less expensive way to get all the really healthy nutrients you need. Eggs are a complete protein. The fat that's in eggs is ideal for your body. There's tons of choline and other very beneficial vitamins and minerals in eggs. Of course, I like to get the pasture-raised eggs. Pasture-raised eggs are chickens that run around in a pasture. They peck the ground and they play with their buddies and they're under no stress. And consistently tests have shown that their eggs have more omega-3s and less omega-6s. And if you're worried about your heart health, you know omega-6 to omega-3 ratio is a big deal. You want more omega-3 and less omega-6. Well, pasture-raised eggs have that combination, more so than the eggs that are, from chickens that are like 10,000 chickens packed in a little old chicken coop. Those chickens are so stressed, they're so unhealthy, that their eggs aren't very healthy. So the pasture-raised eggs are where I spend money. But recently, Sam's has been sold out for about 4 months. Costco never has any in. Some of the grocery stores I go to have quit carrying them, or they just can't get access to them. Now, I don't believe there's less chickens laying eggs. I believe the message is getting out. And let me explain even further. There's so many people that I've met that are doing carnivore, starting carnivore, maybe keto, right? And then you got all these people taking these GLP-1 injections, these weight loss drugs. Well, if your doctor has told you to take GLP-1 drugs and they say, hey, cut back on ultra-processed food, cut back on sugar, help this GLP-1 work. I'm not a fan of GLP-1s, but I'm just thinking, why is the meat getting so expensive? Why are the eggs so hard to find? And why is the meat department being like ravished every time I go to the store? Because if you're taking a GLP-1, and you're not doing carnivore diet, but you're probably not buying the Pop-Tarts and the Doritos and the Coke and all that crap because you want that GLP-1 to work, right? Your doctor said, cut back on your ultra-processed food. Well, if you don't eat ultra-processed food, you start doing a deep dive into nutrition, you find out, hey, I can get some pasture-raised eggs. I can eat a little more beef. I can have, pasture-raised chicken. I can have organic pork. So you have all the carnivore community, the ketovore community, and the keto community in a lot of ways, vying for those products. Now you've got people that are doing GLP-1s that are really trying to get their health better. And maybe they're starting to buy these products, right? Because they're not buying all the Hostess Twinkies and all that crap. So you got a whole lot more people buying these products, and good for them. But as supply and demand, the more demand there is, and supply doesn't go up, price goes up. That's just common sense. So I think it's a good thing. I think it sucks that I'm having to pay, like $7 for a dozen eggs. I'll show you that in a minute. But what I've started to do is buy, like eggs, I'll buy, say 2 cartons of the pasture-raised eggs, and then maybe 2 cartons of the free-range eggs. They're not pasture-raised, but they're maybe a little bit healthier. Eggland's Best is the brand. They're like $3.89 or $4 something a dozen. So I'll end up having 3 of my pasture-raised eggs, and I'll use one of those Eggland's Best eggs just to kind of make the eggs go further. So it's saving me a little bit of money. I'm still getting really great nutrition. I could just eat fewer eggs, obviously, but I don't eat anything else but beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. So if I have to eat a certain amount of calories, I'm 6'1", I'm 250 pounds, and I run sprints for God's sakes. I have to eat. So that's what I'm doing. I'm looking for meat that's on sale. I may eat pasture-raised, grass-fed, grass-finished beef, and then get some regular beef and mix in with it so that I still have the benefits of the pasture-raised, grass-fed, grass-finished beef, but I'm supplementing that with maybe some lower quality. Now, if you can't afford any of this, get the cheapest thing you can find. Hell, the cheapest bologna is better than a Pop-Tart, I promise you. Hot dogs, cheap hot dogs are better than 2 bags of ramen noodles. There's no nutrition in ramen noodles. There's some nutrition in hot dogs, even the cheap ones. Anyway, guys, I'm going to do my sprints for you right here. I'm out here at Frank List Park. I haven't done any sprints. I haven't done a workout in 10 days. My wife and I are considering maybe moving. So we've been doing a lot of research, a lot of traveling, because we may be moving to a different state. Maybe not, we don't know. But so that's kept me tied up for the last 10 days. It was my anniversary yesterday. The wife and I celebrated 32 years together yesterday. I love my wife to death. It was a blast spending the day with her yesterday. We really did have a good day. I'm so happy. But now I'm going to show you my sprints. I think I did 7, but I only filmed 6 of them. Or maybe I did 6, I only filmed 5 of them. But anyway, I'm out here at Frank List Park. I'm running uphill, which is brutal on these legs. It builds your quads, your hamstrings, your ankles. It's a little easier on your ankles and your knees, and it really, really builds those glutes. So without further ado, I'm going to cue the music, show you the sprints, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to walk through the grocery store and show you what some of these prices are here in Concord, North Carolina. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Now let's get on with it. Cue the music. Let's go.
I was fading, body aches deep within. Every breath a struggle, where do I begin? Life a distant echo, faded dreams inside, tangled in a web of endless night. Depression whispered, just give in, my friend. Your days are numbered. This is dancing like